Today we're going to get a little angsty up in here. Today we're talking about 3 Days Grace. A band that really resonated and spoke to the ball of teenage angst that I was during the early 2000s. Yeah. Growing up as a teenager, I was really never emo. I never really fit in with the whole emo thing. Especially the whole sadness and depression side of emo. I never really, I never really resonated with that. Never really fit in with that. But I did fit in with the more angsty side. Because I was, like I said, a big ball of teenage angst during the early 2000s. I had a lot of angst, a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, especially, anger, frustration, resentment towards a lot of things in my life. Like not fitting in school, always feeling like an outcast in school and in my own family sometimes. And, always wanting to fit in, but never fitting in, never really fitting in anywhere. And also a lot of anger and resentment towards my dad. Yeah. Basically, he wanted me to be something I wasn't. And yeah. And it's no wonder. It's no wonder that I really gravitated towards 3 Days Grace during this time. It's no wonder a lot of their music really spoke to me, really resonated with me, because a lot of their music is about all that kind of stuff, about all this angst and emotions and feeling like you don't belong, and all this anger and resentment towards parents and all that. A lot of their music is about that. Of course, not all of it, but a lot of it is. And I love that. Teenage angsty me, or angsty teenage me, love that. And I love their music. They became one of my favorite bands, honestly, at that time. Even got to a point where one of their songs, Animal I've Become, it became kind of my running theme song, I listened to it constantly on repeat most of the time, and it kind of just became my theme song of my life. Yeah, I know, kind of cringe, but yeah. And it's just, yeah, a lot of their music just really, like I said before, resonated with me and spoke to me. And one song in particular that really spoke to me was Just Like You. Yeah. Basically, how I said I had a lot of anger and resentment towards my dad. Basically he wanted me to be something I wasn't. He basically wanted me to be more like him, just like him. Yeah. Basically, that's basically what that Just Like You song is about. It's about a kid not really wanting to be just like their parent. And yeah, so that song in particular really, really resonated with me. The meaning of the song really, and what that song's about really, yeah. because it basically encapsulated my entire feelings and emotions towards my dad, at least at that time. You know, like, I didn't want to be just like my dad. No matter how much he wanted me to be like him, I never wanted to be like him. And yeah, that's basically, yeah, that's what that song's about. So it perfectly summed up my feelings and emotions towards my dad. And yeah. And all in all, 3 Days Grace is once again a really special band to me. You know, they're a band that really resonated with the ball of teenage angst that I was in the early 2000s. You know, they really connected with my emotions and feelings at the time. And yeah, they're a great band. Honestly, I haven't really listened to their newer stuff, so I have no clue if it's any good or not. But the band, the songs I listened to back then, you know, like from the 1X album, like Riot and Pain and Never Too Late and Over and Over and 1X, yeah. And also the two songs from that one album that I can never remember the name of, but you know, the Just Like You and I Hate Everything About You, those two songs as well. Yeah. They're just great songs and from a great band. And I love 3 Days Grace. And I still do. I still listen to them. And yeah.